Welcome back, listeners. It's been 2 weeks since the mayor relinquished his role to the new girl, Oak. It has also been 2 weeks since Mayor Oak moved in with me. Nothing strange, well, stranger than usual, has happened, although Oak has seemed to regain some of her memories. Apparently, she belonged to our neighboring community of Railsburg. Before it was taken over by Casey Cooper. She and her mother fled into the woods, living for what felt like, to her, at least a year, with no other human contact of any kind. She had a hard time remembering much else. She always had a splitting headache anytime she tried to think of any details, especially details of her mother. She couldn't even tell me what her mother looked like or what her name was. I'm slightly worried about her, listeners. What is making these memories so hard to keep track of? What made her lose her memory in the first place? Was it a traumatic event? Or maybe head trauma? Also, what happened to her community mark? What made it disappear? Anyways, moving on. Mayor Oak has put a new law into the mill for approval. She proposes that instead of pouring water that the mill is distilled on each other and hoping our bodies absorb some of it, that instead we funnel it into our mouths and then excrete it later. While sounding strange, I do believe it will be at least slightly more effective than our current method, although I don't know whether or not the mill will approve of this major change to the community schedule. Oh, speaking of which, we go live to an announcement from the mill. As expected, listeners, I mean honestly, who thought the mill would approve of such new and strange ways of doing things? We all know we should stick to traditions and never change. If we change, the mutates will sense it and come attack us as we adjust to the new ways and are weak. As of now, Mayor Oak is back to the drawing board on possible new laws, meaning she will be up all night in our living room again. She can be such a handful, although when she makes something she's proud of and gets this great big smile on her face, and she laughs, or at least I think that's what she's doing. It sounds so off and foreign. It's sort of a sound. I think it's her trying to laugh, but I'm not sure. I worry about her and her habits sometimes. I know her community's culture and customs are different than ours, so I try and be accepting, but sometimes her habits are just plain strange. For example, she does this thing where every night she goes unconscious for around 8 hours. Sometimes I think she's died, but then I notice her delicate chest slowly rising, then falling. I suppose I will just have to get used to it. Everyone has their own little quirks. What's that? Oh my! This is very unusual, folks. It seems like Mayor Oak is making a public reply to the mill and their decision. Let's go live, shall we? Well, that was unique. Well, she didn't directly say anything bad about the mill. She definitely did agitate them. Well, I suppose I'll be locking our doors tonight. As always, I'm Cam, and the mill is knocking on my door.